As far as the record coming in, I know that I think Trey needed about 247 yards. Coming into this game against Bastrop, did y'all think that this would be the game that he would beat the record?
Oh, we knew with this, on a normal night he would have opportunities to get it. Now whether things would get out of hand or not, and I'd have to take him out of the game, which his last series, that was it. He wasn't getting but one series in the third quarter. So whether he'd have got the record there in his last touchdown or not, I was going to end his carries,
Okay.
and it was, and he had less carries than he had in a couple weeks. He only had 18 carries Friday. So, he took advantage of his opportunities.
And Trey, did you have an idea of where you were around with the record prior to that final drive when you scored a touchdown, or not? Not really.
I mean, I really didn't. I was really confused when my lineman had jumped off sides. I mean, I was just playing ball. I was just trying to score touchdowns and win the football game. I mean, I really didn't know, like, I was that close.
Okay, so it wasn't like your teammates every time it came to the sidelines, like, okay, you got 89 yards left. You got 100 yards left.
Wasn't like really too worried about it either. I mean, like at the end of the day, we all just wanted to win because we talk about getting better each and every week. So they was just more focused on like getting better each week. So that's what they was more worried about. We was all more worried about getting better.
Okay, when did you first know after the touchdown that was the record? When was the first person that told you?
I knew I had did it.
Okay, so you knew it then on that. If you scored that touchdown, that was going to be it.
Yes, sir. I had a feeling he wasn't going to let me go back in anyway, so I just had to make that drive count.
You did, Coach. I know you put all the pressure on Trey at that time. Like, all right, you're gonna have to. If you score here, you'll get it. But if you don't, then we're gonna have to wait till next week.
Well, actually, I called up and I said, what yard line are we on? We're on the 8-yard line, and I said, well, he needs 10 yards, so that's not going to work. So I actually had one of the offensive linemen jump off sides.
Oh, okay.
So it got us back to the 13-yard line, and that's where, then everybody knew, okay, something's going on. So.
Okay, so you told one of the offensive linemen, because I think I heard that from, from Aaron. I think Aaron said that, or asked me about that.
Oh, boy, I said, make sure you false start. And then, of course, he false starts and turnarounds and gives me a big thumbs up. I made him do that.
Well, Coach, that probably has been the only time in probably the history, probably of your career, that you were like just fine with that offensive lineman jumping off sides.
Yeah, no doubt. There's never. I've asked defensive linemen before I could say to jump off and do things, but offensive linemen never. No way. But that's one penalty I'll let them have.
Right.
And Trey, I mean, I can't imagine what the crowd must have been like once you scored that touchdown. What was it like just going to the sideline and you just saw a standing ovation from your home crowd?
I mean, that was crazy. I mean, because like when I first got here, I said my goal was to break every record that's held by a running back. So I mean, that was crazy. Seeing the crowd is into the game, knowing I've been working for this ever since I was 7 years old. That's amazing.
Okay, so this has always been a goal for you to be all-time leading high school football rusher in Louisiana history.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Wow, that's unbelievable. And I know that you're committed to LSU, and there's actually a lot. Like if you look at the top 5 names on that list, those are all LSU running backs. So that's something that you can say, like, whenever your career is done, you can go up to Nick Bursett and then Kenny Hilliard or whatever and say, hey, I'm on top of the record. But now you took the LSU game visit, right? The next day after the okay. So that was the first time you talked with Nick, right? After breaking the record.
For the game, he was like, go get that record. I'm rooting for you. I'm watching. So I mean, that meant a lot to me because like not knowing that he's not like selfish saying like he hope I don't get it and stuff like that. He was basically telling me go get that record. He wants somebody from LSU to do it. So I went out and did it.
Are you still like shell shocked about what you actually accomplished, knowing all the great running backs that have been through Louisiana? That's been Louisiana is known for their running backs, and for you to be on top of that list, is it still kind of like selling in for you that you beat this record?
I mean, no, sir. I mean, I celebrated Friday night, so after that, I mean, it was like basically over for me. I still feel like I got a lot to accomplish throughout my career. I still need a ring. So I mean, I won't be satisfied until I get a state championship ring.
And Coach, going back to you, this record it defines your program to perfection, because I know that this program's built on toughness and running the football, and then just holding your will against the other opponent. And this type of record, knowing that y'all built on power, running the football, controlling the line of scrimmage. I mean, what you can say about that record, not only defining Trey, but really this program and how this program is run.
No doubt about it. Since I've been here and even before I was here, this has always been a power run game ran by this school, and whoever's been here has always run it. And, our offensive linemen take a lot of pride in their yards at the end of the year, rushing yards, because if we have 1,000 passing yards, then so be it. We had a good receiver that year. But other than that, we rush for 4,000 to 5,000 a year. And those guys take a lot of pride, and you can tell they do by that. And, so I think that's a big attribute to those guys and everybody who's come through here, and how all of them like to do their jobs. Those hogs up front, we call them, they like to do their jobs and make sure these backs are protected and have holes to run to.
And Trey, speaking of those big hogs up front, those big guys, I know that you really celebrated that record with them. So give a shout out to those guys for helping you break that record, because it's not only your records, but their records too.
Oh yeah, I do. I want to shout out each and every one of those guys. The goal was to break it last year, but I mean, it didn't happen. So I like to shout out to all those guys past 4 years, and the guys this year. I want to shout out those guys, because I mean, like, without them, I wouldn't have none of these.
Yeah, definitely. And Coach, when Trey was playing varsity for y'all in 8th grade, I knew that you knew that he was special then. But did you ever think that, if he keeps on going where he's at, that from his 8th grade year, they could possibly break this record?
Until Trey come along, I never had seen the record. I guess paid much attention to it. So, that's big. And just going into this year's, at the end of last year's, the first, I really started saying that, well, you know what, Trey's, he's going to do what he's definitely capable of doing and what he's set out to do. So, and now we're looking at to make this and raise this bar as high as we can, to where, hopefully Trey keeps this record for the rest of his life.
Exactly.
Right. And it came this early in the season. Like, this was week 4 when you broke the record, and you still got the rest of this regular season. You got the playoffs coming up. So I know that Nick told you, Trey, about getting that 10,000, getting that 10K. So what do you think about that and achieving that? Is that like the next, since this record's broken, what other records? I know you're trying to chase for a state championship. Anything else that you're trying to record? I think Nick Brissett may have the touchdown record still, but anything you're trying to get set?
Touchdown record. I want to try to chase that one too, as well as this ring. But I mean, my overall goals, I just want to stay healthy throughout this season and prepare myself like for the next level.
Yeah, definitely. And right now, team-wise, I believe y'all 3-1, correct? I know y'all lost a really good Captain Tree football team, but right now, Coach, what do you think about this team so far through 4 games and heading to, I know it's going to about district play coming up for y'all?
Oh, it's been fun watching these guys grow, from the jamboree to week 4 now and going on week 5. That young offensive line and defensive line, both sides are loaded with freshmen and sophomores. And to watch those guys improve the way they have over the last 5-6 weeks, it's been fun. And I can't wait to see where they end up as the season progresses.
Yeah, definitely. And then for you, Trey, I know you're holding a picture too. I think right when you're coming off the field. What was that picture?
Oh, that was my aunt and my grandpa.
Okay. So what was that picture really symbolize? What does that mean to you to really see that and have that once you got that record?
See that picture, that meant everything to me. Knowing that they was here with me spiritually, that meant a lot to me. Knowing they was here watching me throughout my whole career, throughout this game, just watching over me, basically. So that meant a lot to me.
Yeah. So that's great. I'm happy for you, Trey. Getting that record. It couldn't come to a better player and a better human being for that matter. So definitely congratulations to you and for getting that record. And then Coach, I know that Trey has represented the program for y'all, obviously, and has been a star for y'all. But the way he carries himself, the humble approach that he brings, that's not something that you normally see from a superstar like him.
No, he's a tremendous young man in all attributes, no doubt about it. He's very humble, and he gives credit where credit is due, and he knows he's got to have teammates around him to be able to do what he's able to do. But it's a mindset, and from a young age, I knew he had it. He's got a mindset, he's got a heart, and this is what he wants to do.
And Trey, I would be remiss not to ask you about the LSU Tigers and how they look so far, and what do you like so far with Coach Brian Kelly, this new look LSU football team as they play Auburn this week. But what have you seen from the LSU Tigers so far? What do you like about them right now? Where the program?
I like how they run the ball. I like, and I see that like that fit me how they flexed the running back out wide to try to get the running back the ball as much as possible. That's what I like mostly. I like.
Yeah, they definitely feature in the running game. I know John Emery and then Noah Kane, they've all looked pretty good so far. So, and Omani Goodwin too. So, once again, congratulations, Trey, on getting that record. I know it means a lot to you and the family, and for y'all to do it in front of the home crowd too. I know that makes it even more special. Coaches, any final thoughts just wrapping up this interview and talking about what this record really means to the community?
It like I said, it's big. Not only for Trey and all these young men that's played for him and blocked for him, but this community, this parish, for a school over here in Northeast Louisiana to hold this record now, I think that's big, and it's big for all of us, and it shows how hard we work and just how we put our pants on every day and get after it.
Yes, sir, indeed. Well, I appreciate both of y'all for taking the time. I know there's been a lot of publicity in regards to this record, so I definitely appreciate both of y'all taking some time with me today and talking about it. And I'll make sure to share with both of y'all so that way both of y'all will have it. And if there's anything else we can do for y'all, feel free to reach out. And once again, congratulations. And hopefully we'll be seeing y'all in the Dome in December.
All right. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Yes.